So today, I want to help you break down the law of delight, teach you what it's about. And if you're struggling with a lot of doubt, skepticism, or uncertainty, or some negativity in some area of your life, this whole program is designed to help you heal those aspects of yourself, transform your life on multiple levels. You're going to get more out of this free program probably than you've gotten out of most programs, most coaches and mentors. That's what I've been told. And I'm all about giving you as much value as I possibly can to help you get to that next level in your life. Now, the law of attraction doesn't actually help you create anything. And so that's one of the biggest misunderstandings that the law of attraction teachers all kind of fall into. All the law of attraction says is like attracts like. It doesn't give you any power to create anything. It just is simply stating this fact that in a gravitational force field, like attracts like. And that's it. That's all it is. But like what? What like? What does that mean? How does that work? And most people believe this means the same exact vibration. This means the same exact polarity. This means the same exact electromagnetic field. This means the same exact everything. That's not what it meant. And a lot of people misunderstood that. That says that to attract what you want is to means you got to raise your vibration. Well, no, that's also not correct. That's not what the law of attraction teaches. That's not what the law of attraction means. To raise a vibrational field, to raise your pitch, to increase your frequency, to raise your frequency, that's going to vibrate you right out of your body, for example. And I know a lot of people who take a lot of New Age courses and they're floating out there in the sky, completely disconnected from functional reality, completely disconnected from their bodies, completely disconnected from their core, from their truth, from their heart. And they're just floating out there. They're wishful thinkers and they're dreamers and they're doing all this stuff, but they're actually not applying it in their real lives. They're not actually taking action. And then they wonder why things aren't working. And then they fall back into old patterns and habits of behavior. The reason why people teach vibration and energy and telling you got to raise your vibration is because they took a very limited perspective of what the law of attraction teaches and tried to expand it to incorporate everything in their knowledge perspective. But that's not what's happening. What we often find is similar resonation that's harmonized with each other. It can be like this, but opposing polarity actually is very attractive to us. But too similar energy, where it's too similar, two positive poles in a magnet, for example, actually repels each other. The reason why that happens is because there's no space for those two experiences to coexist. That means, like basic law, no two physical pieces of matter can exist in the same space at the same time. You can have all this potential existing in the same space at the same time, but it collapses down into three-dimensional reality. And so when we're talking about creation, when we're talking about the quantum physics behind it, when we're talking about the logic behind it, this is what trips most people up. They kind of fall back into the pattern of, oh, well, if they say it's true, it must be true. And they forget to question. Now, questioning everything is the way to test your faith. It's also a way to deepen your faith. It's also a way to really get grounded into your belief and understanding why something works, trusting that it works, believing in it. And one of the things that I have to do in order to get my mind right, in order to get my heart aligned, in order to get my soul aligned, is to step into a place where it makes sense to me. And so that's what I really want to do, is help make sense of all of this knowledge to you. So law of attraction only works from a quantum physics standpoint on gravitational forces within our area of awareness. So that means I can create small things, like I can manifest small things, or I can attract small things to me, like, oh, I can attract a job promotion. That's an easy thing because it's realistic for me. It fits within the frame of my understanding of reality. So to break that down, in order to really build out something big and create and manifest a big dream, law of attraction requires that you expand your locus of, and your sphere, your gravitational pull of awareness, there is a slightly easier way to go about doing this. And that's what I teach. I teach people how to kind of bypass all of that and get back into where you're really being an infinite being, experiencing a 3D experience and still being able to attract and create impossible things. Okay. The further it gets away from the center, our center, the weaker the law of attraction becomes, because the weaker gravitational force becomes. So the further away it gets from us, the weaker it becomes. And that's both in space and in time in harmonic frequencies. But this is a really great thing for you. This is actually really great news for you, because this is why we have over 400 universal laws in operation all times in the universe. We have access to all of them, and they're so easy to connect with once you understand and apply the master's key. We have access to electromagnetic forces where opposites attract, and very powerful magnetic forces. We have the ability to recreate our reality at will. We have the law of love, the law of divine compensation, the law of, polarity, the law of opposing forces, the law of karma, the law of consequence. We have all of these amazing universal laws, and there's thousands. There's the law of achievement, there's a law of divine right action, there's a law of all of these amazing things, the law of inspired creation, the law of alignment. So we have so many universal laws. And using all of these laws are like getting access to all of the keys. But how do we unlock and open up the keyboard? I have this beautiful keyboard, right? Here, I'm going to show it to you. I have this beautiful keyboard here, right? But right now, with the law of attraction only lets me use this one right here. So I only have access to this one. And so I'm typing, trying to write a huge, beautiful dream novel, a vision board, a totally amazing, life-changing journey, but I only have access to this key. Now, the law of attraction, don't get me wrong, the law of attraction is a wonderful tool, but it's like learning how to read. It's like reading your first book. Like Anne plays with the cat. You start learning very basic things and you apply very basic things, and that's when the whole world opens up to you. But how do we get this, for example, how do I get this keyboard connected to my computer? How do I turn it on so I can record these videos for you? How do I flip the switch? Well, the law of delight gives you the power to flip the switch, gives you leverage, gives you the power to create and make and be of a high value service to others in life, and be guaranteed, so long as you do X, you will receive Y. It's an absolute guarantee. It's an absolute fact. It's an absolute law. And so that's what makes it amazing. It's part of our divine promise. We all agree that if we come into physical matter to experience and expand the universe together and grow together and delight each other in that process, we will receive all our heart's dreams and desires. All that happened was that we just simply forgot. And so I'm here to remind you of that. So it's really simple. So using all these other keys, getting access to all the other 400 universal laws, including the law of attraction, means you just have to remember that you were given a divine birthright. You were given a gift, a very powerful gift, that if you do X, you'll get Y. And not just one Y, all the Ys, because you give all the X.